Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Souls44. Welcome back to MC Eternal 2. Uh, we're gonna deviate a little bit from Goaty, but we're gonna come back to it at the end of the video, I think. I don't know. I gotta deal with some stuff. I gotta let you guys know some stuff that's going on. So I started experiencing more lag, and it turns out the calculations that Integrated Dynamics does is extensive. So much so that I I reached the limit in this area where I'm at that it can handle. Um, what I mean by that is I had and hopefully I explained the the monodirectional cables going. Um, and I had monodirectional cables going all kinds over the place, right? I have a monodirectional cable connecting a network over here to there, and then I have this one running from that cable right there through to the Botania over there. And then I try to do it again, and I started experiencing the same thing I had before, where I actually would break a block and it would just like stay there for a long time. And I'm monitoring closely. It's the easiest way for me to tell is by monitoring my flight. It should drop around, give or take 30-second mark and then reset. And it was getting down to zero again. So I decided to go another route and use dank nulls. Now, I don't know if they're interdimensional, but they are like ender chests in a way, as long as you use the same channel. So I exported, I've created, in the server, I've created a power station doing this, so I knew it would work. But basically, this dank 2, right? It just says dank 2, as an ID of 4, and I have an exporter going. Oh, look at that, got my rewards. I have an exporter giving it nothing but blaze, and that's going to be used for powering the Sterling Dynamo, right? And then I upgraded the Dynamo with a excitation field limiter and integrated integral combat, the hardened version of this, which is the weakest one. But it's plenty of power to run a redstone furnace, and it's just sitting here cooking all kinds of food for me. Now, if you can't tell, I try to organize the food to be in like a pattern so that it's not all the same. And the idea behind that really is just it's supposed to grab these logic cables are exporting here in a round robin manner, or at least they're supposed to, but they don't. And I think I've just run out of I ran out of my limit of what integrated dynamics can do for this system over here, and I won't be able to fix it until I get farther in. But essentially what's going on is I'm having the food, since it's more valuable being cooked than it is just raw, I'm having it thrown into a redstone furnace and cooked and put into a barrel. Then it's sent via the cables, and then being dropped onto the Gourmaryllis. The gourmet. It's a gourmet thing, and it eats food and it gives you mana for your mana pools. So we're going to talk a little bit about Botania today, mostly I think, because I have to get more done with Botania to enjoy a few of the perks that Botania offers. I don't think that's necessary to go through all of Botania until I get to but I mean, I want to get to the Gaia Spirit. But I do want to go ahead and go through some of the stuff that you can do with it. So we're going to cover some of that. This ties in with Goaty. I made the Haunted Jug, and I did read up about actually, I watched a YouTube video tutorial, or 3 or 4 or 5, to kind of get more ideas for Goaty. And on the server, I've actually managed, on the private server was problem, I managed to get a lot done. And we're going to do some of that, like I said, at the end of the video. But this Haunted Jug's really easy to make, and it keeps this pool full, so nothing crazy has to happen for me to like bucket or anything like that. It just, when I take water out of here, it automatically fills it up. So this is an infinite water source. As you can see, it says 2.14 millibuck. It says MB. I think that's million buckets. So there's also a kitchen sink in this pack, so it's kind of like the kitchen sink. Except for, instead of having to like make buckets go into stuff, you can just use the Haunted Jug and it'll just fill it up. So like I can set up another one. Actually, I'll just break and replace it so you guys can see it. That's a little easier. It's kind of really cool. It doesn't cost much to make, and it's just pretty simple. See, fills it up. Isn't that cool? I love that. That's going to be my new water source thing that I love the most. The sink is there. That one right there, definitely from Goaty, gives it a thumbs up for me. Now, what I meant by this is supposed to be exporting two different kinds, like in a rotation. I said it for round robin. Yeah, it's not. It's not round robining. I tried many different ways to move stuff around to like make it so that it cooked only a certain amount. But as you can see, it's got a whole variety of different items in it, but it's not pulling correctly. I don't know. Yeah, so I think I'm at the end of integrated dynamics' limit, and I definitely am not going to be setting up any more of these monodirectional cables in this area here. If I do, it'll be subsystems like these, like where it's just by itself. And I'm going to turn this into another creature-looking type thing, like this is. But I wanted to show you guys how it was set up. It's really not all that complicated, but I wanted to make sure you knew. It's just basically this is the blaze going into here, powering the furnace. This is a cable from another tank that is now all of my meats that are raw are being used now. So I got a lot of food that's available for this system. So it would be better if it could just alternate items. And I don't know. I haven't decided how I want to. I mean, I could probably make different barrels and different mouths. Actually, that would be kind of cool. Come to think of it, why don't I do that? We'll just do that on camera. How about that? This is what I'm talking about. Like, I love this part about Minecraft is when you can figure some stuff out. We're gonna have to need more mouths though, because I can't. My idea is that since the round robin's not gonna work, why don't I have it just output one different type? And we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not even really 6, because that's going to run out. 6 different types of foods. And then, of course, there's these random foods here. But so when you feed the gourmet, this gourmet plant, if you need to know how to make it, you guys let me know in the comments. I'll show you how to make them. It just involves making runes. And then you take the runes and you put them over in the apothecary with the different deals. Like, let me show you. A rune of summer, a rune of fire, your different petals, some seeds, and some water, and you get your gourmet plant. Basically, it just eats food for you. It gives you mana. And I want infinite mana. Now, this is a mana mirror. If you don't know what it does, basically a mana mirror is linked to a mana pool. So you just right click it on a mana pool. So let's say, like now you can see it's shift right clicked it onto this mana pool right here. And it basically, instead of you getting mana from your armor or from a band of aura or from a different source of mana, you get it from the pool itself. So it's kind of like having a battery that's always being charged up by the location that's chunk loaded. It's to me, it's better than having a little mana battery around, and it works pretty well. And we're gonna make. I thought I had the. Let's finish making this. Let's just make this. So how these Botania flowers work is they require food, but if you keep giving them the same food, they get bored, and you'll notice it just instantly goes away. And it's not giving me a lot of mana because it's like, all right, I've already had steak. Thank you for the steak. Thank you for the steak. Thank you for the steak. Forget it, steak. Whatever steak. So it produces less and less and less mana. So you want it to rotate types of foods. And so my idea is that I make exporters, and this is going to be a little bit more of a pain than I wanted to deal with, but I mean, let's go for it. I've got plenty of exporters. I did break my the bees' nests. We're going to force it to round robin in a different way. Is that enough? How many types again? Wait, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and add some cables. And we're going to need cards. Not these. This. There we go. We don't need that many. All right. So how about with this? One card's going to be stake. This is definitely not the easiest way of doing this, but if I can't get the round robin to type work, then we're in trouble anyway. So first thing you're going to do is, since it's a single item, we're going to come over to the channel. We're going to tell it transfer rate of 1, and then click below it so that the cursor goes away. And that's it. We're not going to craft it or nothing. Then we're going to tell it how fast we want to go. Now, this one we wanted to go every 60, right? And then this one, and well, we better take that out. Hold on. We need to make some mouths first, because now that barrel's going to have some steak in it. Now, I was thinking about making a passive interaction item. So it turns out that you can turn proto-chorus into liquid chorus into crystallized mineral chunks so that you can get these logic directors. With the logic director, you can create world item exporter, which will basically just drop the item off. And with that, you could probably do a better... I'm actually reconsidering using them barrels now. I got to make a bunch of these. Let's make... Well, crap. You know what? We're going to change our mind again. Man, I am all over the place today. I'll tell you what. We're going to get rid of some animation that's going on over here. Because that's... My FPS and stuff was hurting pretty bad. And if I create a bunch of more exporters, we're just creating more lag. So how about instead of all of that, we're just going to create one piece of lag instead of a whole bunch of well, 2 pieces of lag. All right, it's empty. And then there. Okay, cool. The mouth is cool and all, but it's still something moving. And I don't think it causes lag, but maybe it does. All right. And it's not like integrated dynamics is bad. It's just that it is the source of my lag. Okay, so whether that's because it's got a lot of calculations or whatever it is. All right, let's go ahead and create the world item exporter. Yeah, let's do that. But hopefully we got enough to do that. I hear a bad guy somewhere. Look at that. What are you doing in here? There's no way you spawned here. Missed me again. There's more? We're going to have to create some security. We're going to do that too. Where are you at? I hear you guys. It's just, it's not. But they're not even on my level. I guess it's a raiding party. I don't know. And once you go to hard level or expert mode, everything gets harder, period. All right, let's, for sake of argument, just put this stuff away. I started working on getting more applied energistics going too. Okay, so in order to get these mineral chunks, we need to do the squeezer dryer thing with this proto-chorus. Now, the proto-chorus requires mineral berries, and I'm out of mineral berries. But hopefully we got enough blocks of chorus after this that we can make all the stuff we need. If you don't use the mechanical one and you use the regular manually one, you won't get enough chorus to do squat with it. But with this method, you can make a world player simulator. So that is an option pretty early on that I didn't do. I thought it was locked in. But the world interface, I think I got one actually. Player. I didn't make a player on this one. I played to make the player simulator. You got a world block importer, exporter, exporter, importer, like these. All you have to make all those to make this one player simulator. And that one player simulator has the capability to do right clicking and all kinds of stuff, like just like if you were a fake player. And I'll experiment with that kind of off camera a little bit, but I'm gonna make a few of those because I have an idea for a lot of stuff that I want to do, but I'm going to have to do that in another area. I don't want to, like I said, I'm not going to create a ton of lag on my main area here. I'm going to have to take it one step at a time. So we're just going to type world item exporter. There we go. Make one of these. We have plenty of diamonds now. Go ahead and put these blocks away. I need 2 of these. Okay. Now, in theory, this should work. Actually, that's not a theory. It's my hypothesis. Anybody else have that problem where people think the word theory means something than what it really does? Just checking. Cable. We're going to put it so that it's like right here. There. All right. So maybe we can get this around robin. So we're going to go to list, which is red, right? Round robin. Dispense. Now this offset is basically how far out you can make it shoot. You can make it shoot pretty far from the thing. It's not necessary in this situation. It's basically just a dropper, okay? And you can use open crate and other things to push into as well. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about pickup, velocity, yaw, pitch, item transfer rate. Okay, we want 1. And we don't need a craft or anything like that. So, and then speed wise, let's go every 3 ticks. Nope, it's still not round robining. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's just constantly kicking out steak. I don't know if that's... I'm wondering maybe if I should make multiple barrels. I don't know. This is the laziest, easy way I could go. You know, we're already set up for it. Let's go ahead and keep it running. Forget it. It still may end up being better than... Dispense. I'm not worried about how long the items stay on the ground or anything like that. Okay, good there. And again, we're just going to go 60. Yeah, we're not going to get anything from this until it switches items. Notice it took a lot longer. All right, let me roll around in my head a little bit of way I can do this, because I think making the multiple barrels might have been better. Because now it's starting to lose it again, because it's just doing chicken, 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 and then it's supposed to be chicken, the next thing, but it's I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the multiple barrels would be better. Anyway, we're having issues though because this mana spreader's full, right? Like, so it's not really going to have any room. It's just going to constantly shoot out. So in order to make these things faster, and let's get away from there so you can hear me, you got to be able to create lenses. Now, lenses are really easy to make, and there's not a lot in the pack, so it's really easy to find. It's just a piece of glass with some mana steel. Mana steel is just iron in a mana pool. Boom, easy. But then, in order for the lens to be worth anything, really, to do anything, you have to add a rune for most of this. Obviously there's a fire charge, and this will start things on fire. So this is a way that you can have a spreader hit something like a campfire, let's say, every so often, and it'll start it on fire again for you if you have an automated fire charge creation system. Um, there's all these different things, but my focus is only on how fast and how much comes out of these things. And there's also an efficiency one too, which will make it so that it can shoot farther and lose less. But since it's really close, and we're going to keep it pretty tight on this setup, um, I created myself 2 velocity and 2 potency lenses. Now you can only put 1 lens on a spreader at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the 2 together like this. So this makes a compound or a composite lens where it has velocity, which is speed, and potency together, which is the amount that comes out. So that's all I'm doing right now. I'm just creating 2 of those. Now that's going to be good enough to get that so that these spreaders are a little bit more emptying out with every spring. Well, it's starting to anyway. Just in case we do get just in case we do manage to get the system working properly and it's spitting out the different types, it will end up overflowing. Because these produce quite a bit of mana for you. Yeah, that is really bad. It's just doing chicken. It doesn't matter whether I click wrong route or not. Well, crap. Well, now it's all rabbit. And it's just going to stay that way because it's just going to keep cooking the same item. And I tried making it alternative on this one too. Go back and forth. I tried a redstone signal prevention thing 1 at a time. It's really difficult to get it to work like that. And I think the best thing to do is just going to be to do the multiple barrels. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do the multiple barrels. I was hoping I could avoid this. Actually, how about we do open crates? That way you guys can see what an open crate does. We'll just make a stack of open crate. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. And oh, this is gonna be weird. Well, it'll be interesting. There. At least this is going to guarantee an item. So let's see, this is steak. And we're going to go ahead and go... Come on now. There. All right, let's stop this one from running and this one from running too. We're just wasting food. So right now we have the potential to do 1, 2, 3 different foods here, and then 1, 2, 3 different foods here. Whoa, no. Wow, I used the wrong thing. Hold on. An open crate is basically just a dropper that's always open, right? So if anything goes into it, you hopper in the top or the sides, whatever the face is. Look, if you look at the bottom, see how it's like dark? That's where it just drops out of. And these things have a pretty decent little range around them. It's not that big actually, but they're not overlapping, so they should work independently. I could come out even farther. I might. We're gonna go there and there. I think you can place them. I think they only place facing downward though. They might face outward too, but I don't know. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 1 for each type. So first thing we're gonna do is tell it again, single We only want to drop one. And I think that's all we need to do for that. And then we're going to slow it down. We're going to have this one go every 120 seconds, or 120 ticks per operation. And now do steak. And then we're going to do one for rabbit and one for fish. The rest will just have to be a different one. So this should work. Can it not? Can it not work? Is this because it's a barrel, kinda, and it needs an item interface? It's the only thing that I know how to control the timing on is integrated dynamics. Okay, to be fair, I tried using the timing system on Ender.io and they did not work. Period. It just did not work. I tried using these delayed redstone signals, and instead of building a giant redstone contraption to make all the timing, I wanted to just use this. Great. So I think I'm going to have to use an item interface for each one. Doggone it. I mean, I got enough, but all right, so we'll go there. Now it should work. Unless I don't have any steak. But that's why. Okay, never mind. There's no steak left. Fine. Whew. For a minute there, I thought I was going to have to make it super ugly. It's already ugly enough. All right, the next one's going to be rabbit and then one fish. So we'll take our programmer, go to item, cooked rabbit. And this one will be cooked rabbit. Transfer rate, we only want one at a time. And we want this one to go out every 90s. Okay, that'll work. There we go. All right. And we're going to copy that. So let's go ahead and copy that card. So now we have two of the same card. This one will be now rabbit. Let's make sure we check the time on it. We don't want to push a 64 stack every time. That would be really wasteful. That's too much. Okay, that's too much. And just for giggles, we'll do this. Okay, cool. Let's grab ourselves some more cards and we'll make the copies we need to make of the other. All right, so this one copied to that one. We now have cooked rabbit. Oh, nope. We want steak. Steak. All right, this one's steak. And then we want another one. It's going to be fish, cooked fish. We want two of those. So now we have rabbit, steak, whatever. This one is waiting for steak to be made. Change this one. All right, we already did all that. And we did that. Cool. So now this one is going to be rabbit. And then this one right here, we'll do fish. And let's make that timing 60. Right, I did grab fish, right? Well, where's my fish? There's fish. Let's tell this one fish as well. Okay, there. Now we're cooking. All right, we need another 2 more open barrels or open crates. One there and one there. Why not create a lag machine, you know? Screw it. All right. Set this to 1. Set that to 80. We just want them at different intervals. So that it has time to eat the plant to eat the stuff, right? That's all I'm really doing. It doesn't really take that long for them to swap either. And what's the other item we have? We could do lists on all of them, I guess, if we wanted to. We'll just take these out. And to get the different foods out of here, I tried different stuff and it didn't want to work either. Oh yeah, I forgot to get the... We need to get mutton as well. And rat. We should be going pretty good now, though. At least for right now. Right? Let's check see our... Oh yeah, our mana is going crazy. See, it's so full right now, it can barely keep up, even with those lenses on it. As long as the plant doesn't stay full. I might have to slow it down a little bit more in between. So let's see, this one right here. Go to the timing here. We'll go 120. Let's go ahead and take this up to 160. And then on this one, 100. And on this one, let's go even farther. Let's go up to 180. That should give it enough time. Yeah, there we go. So what was that timing? I like that timing. That's good. 160, 180. I know that's not what I put before. There. The longer it takes to eat it, the better. Oh, yeah. Ooh, it's barely keeping up. And then you can add more of these plants. But you gotta remember that they are sharing. Yeah, that's too much. I need more time in between. So let's go. This one will go every 90. And this one will go 120. And this one will go all the way up to 180. There. All right. So my lag monster aside, that should work pretty good. I'll tell the other one, these droppers, these interfaces. As you can tell, there's a lot of stuff you can do with World I'm exporters. I'll tell them to do the rat and the mutton. Let's just drop off these. Do we have any room? A rat, mutton. Now, whatever you pick for the furnace, like you could have multiple furnaces doing this and then have them go into barrels, then have each barrel go around, drop it off, however you want to set it up. It's just, this is working for me right now. So this one is going to go item, cooked, mutton, and cooked. Where's my cooked rat? What am I doing? I need to make a list. Cooked mutton. Not cooked, not raw rat. Cooked there. All right, and then I want them to be the same, so I'm just going to copy them. Gotta clear one first. There we go. Now we have two lists of the same thing. They should still have everything I wanted. Okay, cool. Let's give this a long, long time. All right. Uh-oh. That's too many. Wait, okay, let's just make sure we got it set. Okay, good. All right, let's switch this over to rat now. Not raw. Okay. We good? There, now it's just going to non-stop be feeding. Speaking of feeding myself. All right, cool. All right, so let's cover what I did with this here. Now, this is to make Terrasteel it's called a Terrasteel agglomeration plate. I don't know. It's in the quest book. If you go down to Botania. Now, I haven't made all the runes yet. Like, there's still all these runes left to make, and I'll have to get to those. But if you click on there and then leave, it'll actually give you a little, if you haven't completed the quest, it will give you a little diagram. You can get that from Botania as well. Basically, all it is living rock, and then there's a living rock block underneath the plate, and you put it on the plate. Now, these things you see above here, well, that's loud. Those little floating orbs you see that are twinkling above them, those are sparks. And basically what a spark does is it creates a network for the mana. And all the mana that has sparks that are within a certain range are going to provide mana to the nearest activity that's going on, right? That's the best way to explain it. So what's happening right now is I have enough mana to make Terrasteel. And if I go ahead to try and make some Terrasteel, which I've already done, so I know it works. It's just a diamond. I have no mana steel. All right, well, let's make some mana steel. I gotta keep an eye on my time. If you look, my flight is still regenerating, but all right. Essentially, it's not that the mana pools are sharing the mana, but it kind of is, right? Like when I go to do an activity and all those sparks that I'll have just basic sparks, they don't have any kind of traits on them or anything. You can do that later. they'll pull all their mana from the different pools and collectively concentrate on the activity that's taking place. We're going to use this throughout the whole mod, so I hope that is fairly easy to understand. Later on, when we get to where we're using when we're using the gateway and things, which we're going to do. What happened to my pool? Oh, okay, it went in here. All right, that's enough. I have this thing set for pickup all, I think, or something. I don't know. It keeps picking up everything. What? I lost some pearls. Anyway, so to make Terrasteel, you right-click with each of these different types here, and you'll see the mana being drawn for the pools into the one spot, and it uses a lot of mana, like a large amount. I can't remember exactly how much it uses. It says it uses it looks like a full pool worth, but I don't think it uses a full pool. But it might. Oh, there's the rest of them. So we're gonna make one more. How are we doing on time? Because that took a lot of time to fix that up. Oh my god. All right, we used almost all my time up. All right, so you get to see my monsters, little creature that I made. I saw it drop too fast. Now you have to be careful when you're setting those types of systems up because they're going to continually run and they're going to continually fill. But once the pools are full and there's nowhere for that source to go, that mana to go, I keep calling source, that mana to go, it's going to waste it because those plants are still going to eat food. It's just not going to give you any mana. Same thing goes with charcoal and all the other items over there, which is why I keep an eye on how fast that thing is running. So it's really, Botania really works a lot with timing, a lot. And you can use hoppers with clocks and stuff to do it, however you want to set it up. As you can tell, it seems to be working pretty well. Could be a lot more efficient than what it is, but it's working all right. The problem I had was cooking the food alternatively. It's like right now, it's just gonna cook nothing but rats until it runs out of rats. Oh, I don't want it to cook just rats. I want it to cook beef now. And using an import-export wasn't working. Again, it was not round-robining to different items. And so I don't know if that's just me. It's probably just me. But this should work for a while. You can increase your stack size of your barrel. You can make it a drawer system. I still tempted to use a drawer system instead of a barrel. That might work a little better. But this seems to be working out pretty good. I just got to keep an eye on my flight timer because, like I said, once it gets around 30s, if it doesn't reset, I'm experiencing lag. Okay, there it goes. And it did have a little bit of lag, but it's not that bad. So this isn't too bad. All right, so now that we've made Terrasteel, we're going to make the gateway, and then we're going to call it good, if I got the stuff to make it. So in order to make the gateway, let's go ahead and put these items up so we have a little bit of a clearer inventory here. So I got a mess. A mess! All right. So, pylons. The pylons I don't think are in the thing, but these ones are. The nature of pylons. And that requires the Terrasteel nuggets to make. And then, of course, the gateway, which requires Terrasteel nuggets to make. So we're going to do that now, and I'll show you guys how to set that up. So, oops, pylon. We don't have any nuggets. Now we do. I think it's a total of one total ingot to make the whole thing. And I got something bad. Awesome. I was going to call it something else. something really awesome for you guys that you're going to love. Stripped wood, living wood, and stripped version do work with the Whirly Sprig farm. So once I get Dreamwood, which is going to come from from the gateway, I can put that inside the Living Wood farm, and it can add into my different variety of items. Same thing, I think, works with Living Rock. I'm still having issues with this thing working though. Yeah, see, it told me I didn't. Oh, I converted them all to planks. All right. Well, I don't want to wait. So let's go ahead and make some more real quick. We'll just go. That we have the most of that. So oops. I'm doing this fast. Way too fast. If you're waiting for me to go to the nether, I'm going to be going to the nether. Don't worry. It's just the question is when I go there, what am I going to do? Like, I need to set up a plan, and I haven't done that. Look, I even got haunted logs because those are something that the Whirly Sprigs will catch on to. So if you need to get an infinite amount of living wood, and not infinite, but a constant stream, add it to your Whirly Sprig farm. See? Living wood log. So gateway. We are missing 4. 5. 5. Taking forever. Come on. There we go. All right, we got enough for that. There's our core. Cool. Now, I don't think it does a preview so that you can see it, but we're going to set that up. Let's see. How do we want to set that up? We'll set it up right here. We're going to need 2 more mana pools. See, it says I don't have any more living stone, but I do have some. I've been having this issue a lot. And one right there. One right there. And a glimmering wood. Not stripped, regular. Okay, let me see if I can remember how to do this. I think it's regular. Like this. It might be log. It might not be. All right, and then you got to cut out this one, this one, this one. That. Oh. I think this is how it is, if I remember right. Let's check. The eccentric tone was messed up for me earlier, so I don't know what it was about it, but we're gonna click red and okay, there we go. There's the portal. There we go. So if you need help, you can get it to go like this, and it'll show you like an exact copy of what I've already done. And they are logs, and I did build it right. Okay, I thought so. Okay, the only thing I'm missing now is I have to place 2 pylons. I put them right here and here. It doesn't necessarily show you doing that, but it has to have 2 mana pools, quite a bit of mana in for that to work. And then I think you can add sparks to it to keep it going, so that when you do activities... Really? It says I don't have any blaze. I'm getting kind of tired of it, to be honest with you. Why is it doing that? I don't know. I don't know. And I'm going to place those sparks in these pools. You won't really see them because of the pylons. Now, also, if you notice when on the screen, it says enchanting power of 15 each. So for Goity, which is what we're going to do right now, because I'm going to set up a mana stream to fill those pools up. For Goity or anything that requires enchanting, you can just substitute your big area of your libraries, basically all of your bookshelves. You can substitute in pylons. The pylons give you a different amount. I can't remember how much it is for the regular blue ones, but yeah. So now I'm going to set up some. Well, I'm already getting. Please tell me I'm not getting lag. When I start seeing the mana streams going through the item, I know I'm a little concerned. Yeah, basically, I'm going to set up some more spreaders. I'm going to have them start filling these up. All right, Goity. Something really cool. Whoa, a whale just jumps in the background. That's cool. All right, I left the last episode, I think, with this right here. So let me tell you right now, it is not going to work because this is a completely different thing. To do a ritual of summoning, you have to do different setups. After reading the manual and then looking at some video, I saw that I didn't have the setups right. So we're just going to wait on the animation part of Goity. But we're going to do something from Goity that I think is really cool and super easy, and you should do it. I don't have a ton of these spider eggs, but I am going to make a spider nest. Oh, did I already pull all the beef out? I did. Okay, hold on. I've pulled all the beef out of the whole system to fill up this deal here. So we're going to grab a stack of beef. You can use any raw meat, like a regular Minecraft meat, for this to work. You might be able to get different stuff. Not too sure. So we're going to go to... There. Spider nest. Now, spider nest is probably the easiest spawner that I can think of for base defense and things like that. And it's going to be kind of creepy weird, but you might like it. You might not. I don't know. But we're going to do a spell that's going to make a really big spider, and you're going to love that. So you can place this down wherever, and it's automatically set for guarding mode. And I forgot, you got to have a regular black wand. You cannot use any of the staffs. So you need the regular dark wand. We can just use up some of our materials. And I believe you can change what happens to the spiders when they come out. Shift right click. You can tell it to do stuff, right? I like to leave it for guarding. And then all you have to do to get spiders, and you can get, on this it says training 5 spiders. So you can do 5 spiders at a time until you max your cap out. There's probably a... Now these spiders don't hurt you, and they shouldn't hurt any of the creatures. Look at that. That one got a bonus. And these guys will defend your base. So if anybody comes in, they'll just automatically run around and start attacking them. Now, they don't attack the rats, as far as I can tell, and they will attack, like, villagers. They're basically like little weak golems. They're not really strong. This version is not. And if you want more, you can just keep on giving it meat. If they get hurt, you feel like healing them, you can give them some meat. So that's how you do that. And we're going to call it an episode because that was a lot of stuff and it was pretty boring. And I'm pretty sure you guys are looking forward to seeing something interesting and new besides just the goity thing. And I'm out of time. These guys have collected for me a lot of different Neptunium items and whatnot. But what's really cool, and you guys should definitely look into, is that you get these swashers. And this swasher is steel, refined glowstone head, and slime steel grip. And because that happens, eventually you'll get cobalt. If you can get enough cobalt, like 2 big pieces of cobalt, you can melt them down inside the smeltery, and then you can get yourself the foundry. And then once I get a foundry, I mean, it's game on from there. We'll be able to get all kinds of good stuff. We'll get quartz from amethyst crystals, all kinds of cool things. So, yeah, there's my troubleshooting process for the very long drawn out video just to give myself Gourmaryllis. And last thing we'll cover is my automatic concrete machine, which is basically just a water wheel with a large wheel, or large cogwheel hooked up to a small one and a pipe, and it's just literally on the very top of the water, pulling it into a fluid tank. And all you have to do is get some concrete powder. I already have some concrete. We're going to need lots of concrete. And you just place it in here. It uses the water up, and you get your concrete. It's not super fast or nothing, but I mean, that's pretty good. But it's way easier than just placing concrete and breaking it, right? So there you go. Concrete machine. There. And I want to have a lot of concrete because we're going to make a very big kitchen. Because we want to make sure we got all the foods. Look at that. There's some food right there. We already ate. That won't fit. All right, cool. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for stopping by. If you know, you know. I love your mission. And until next episode, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to fix up that ugly mess that I made over there and turn it into something that looks a little more interesting. And then I'm going to come back next video. I'm going to show you how to turn those spiders into large spiders, or at least into one big brood mother that you can use as a mount. You can ride on it. You can climb up walls with it. Or you can have it guard and wander around and hunt and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Till next episode. Bye-bye.